Welcome back to the Giant Monster Games Advent Calendar. Today is day number 21, which means we are actually officially in the top 10, not the top 11 like the last video I talked about. Today's deck is Zoo. That's right, Zoo, which is actually a really good deck for new players, has made it into the top 10, and it's a fun deck. It's a really fun deck. So what exactly is a Zoo deck? Well, a Zoo deck is a deck that is using high-value, low-cost creatures. So we have stuff like Curdape and Flinthoof Boar, both of which get an additional value if we have a specific type of land in play. As you can see, Curdape gets a bonus for having a forest in play, and as you can see, Flinthoof Boar gets a bonus from a mountain. It's amazing, isn't it? I know. We don't have stuff just like these cards. We also have Burning Tree Emissary and Scavenging Ooze. Again, 2 cards, low mana cost, high value. Burning Tree Emissary comes in for free, basically, if we have other 2-drop creatures in our hand, and Scavenging Ooze just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because we're playing a Zoo deck. We're playing an aggro deck that eventually stuff is gonna die, go to the graveyard, and we can just keep eating things and make Scavenging Ooze bigger and bigger. Also, Scavenging Ooze is really good main deck against decks that need graveyards. And then to round out the Zoo deck, we also have the Bushwhacker brothers, so Goblin Bushwhacker and Reckless Bushwhacker, which gives all creatures +1/+0 and haste until end of turn, depending on the stipulation for making them do that. Example, if we pay their kicker cost, or if we pay their surge cost, we get an additional amount of damage in. So yes, this is a Zoo deck. If you want to see the entire deck up in the top right-hand corner, like always, you can go click on that. If you want to pick this deck up right now on MTGO, link in the description below this video. And now, let's throw it over, and I'm going to play this deck against a special guest.
Welcome to day 21 of the Advent Calendar. I hope you're excited for a nice friendly match between Giant Monster Games and myself, which is Jolt. I will be playing Torment Tron, which is Mono Black Tron, the best version of Tron out there. Not really, it is not the best version out there, but it's janky, that's what matters.
I guess
what are you playing, Giant? Yeah, what are you playing, man?
I was really hoping to get the like, wow, Adrian, your voice sounds so much different. What's your secret? But you're like, no, you already introduced us both. Foiled again. I'm playing Zoo, but I mean, my viewers already know that I'm playing Zoo because I'm playing every single deck that I've ever put up on the channel, going from least popular to the most popular. We are on now, as you said, day 21, which means we are in the top 10. And it is Zoo. So it's Gruul Zoo, so it's actually going to be red and green Zoo. And I'm going to keep this opening hand. I think it's pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, that's what my thing. So, oh, I totally just mulliganed my hand instead of keeping it.
Oh.
It's all good. Not the end of the world.
Is it good?
It was fine. It was fine. I can put that on the bottom, though. So,
that's the worst.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean... Yeah, that's user error right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, well, I've done that before, and that's never fun. I'm like, great, wonderful hand, and then your mouse just goes over to mulligan and click.
Yep.
I'm like,
click. This is true.
Why did that happen?
What am I doing here? I think we go this way.
We're gonna see some free admission to the Zoo today. I'm excited.
Yeah, free admission to the Zoo is literally the name of the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the people that don't know, by the way, so Jolt and I, Jolt, or you and I, who am I talking to here? Am I talking to the audience or am I talking to you, Jolt? I'm not too sure.
Hey, whatever you want to do, man.
We've done a bunch of videos together before called Back Alley Magic, and usually in them we explain what does the other person actually do. So what is your channel, Jolt? Because you're also a YouTuber and you make videos.
Yes, I do. I put out daily Commander videos. I release them at 6 a.m. Ooh, Scavenging Ooze. Hate that card. Let's see.
I know. I was actually kind of excited to have it in my hand. Because like every single time I've ever played it, or you've ever played it, or it's ever come up in any video that it is in, you're like, Scavenging Ooze. Yeah. Too much value. Especially in Commander.
Exactly.
Anyways, carrying on. Commander videos daily.
Yeah, so I put out daily, Monday through Friday, I put out daily Commander gameplay videos, and I have a rotation very much like the Advent Calendar. Except it's just established decks that I put out, and then I release new decks as new sets come out, and have a lot of fun. I'll have a lot of fun doing it too. So.
Yeah, and I want to point out as well, one of the things I think about your channel, because there's a lot of channels out there that are just kind of releasing gameplay videos. Your channel is definitely not just releasing gameplay videos, because every one of your decks are very wacky themed. Like, you're doing, like, what is it, the Tapala Demolition Derby, where it's all about vehicles and destroying stuff.
Yeah, I try my best to keep it fun in Commander, you know. I like to get, like, especially if you want to see a deck or anything like that, my Church of Athreos, that would be a great one for you to go look up as the Giant Monster Games viewer. But Church of Athreos is pretty much my favorite Commander deck, and if you've... I don't know if you listen to podcasts, but there's a podcast called Welcome to Night Vale. And it's kind of like this pseudo community, like community notes or community, what word am I looking for? They do like the news of the community, and it's almost like this town, and like a bunch of supernatural stuff always happens there.
Okay.
And, but basically, I do Church of Athreos, this black-white cleric, so I give some personality to Dark Confidant, Mother of Runes. They're all in there, have a lot of fun. It is a very mischievous church, so kind of get a good feel for what I'm going for with my channel if you check out the Church of Athreos. So simply just type it into Google and you'll be able to pull up with it.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I can definitely do this. And any of my viewers can also definitely do that.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're going to make something bigger, by the way. Swing it in for the money.
That Rampager.
Rampager. You knew he was in the hand. And then for the people that don't know about from your channel, by the way, which I mean, we've put up, I think, like 5 or 6 Back Alley Magic videos now, so I'm assuming people know. But my channel is all about budget modern decks. It's kind of a 50-50 as well, because 50% of the decks I put up are budget versions of competitive decks, such as this Zoo deck, which is upgradable to like a quite competitive Zoo deck. And then the other half is just like, how can I make this jankiest thing I've found possible in the current setup? So
I got you.
It's like example being the next deck. What actually comes out? It'll come out actually when this the like Friday coming up. If you're watching this video, is actually a Jund Dragons deck.
Ah, very nice.
It's gonna be amazing in the worst ways possible, but amazing at the same time.
Fun. Going dragons in Magic's always a good. Oh.
It's gonna be a good time. And I don't think I can swing in here, unfortunately. I mean, I could and lose creatures. This is theoretically possible. You don't have, by the way, Tron double power plants. I mean,
yeah,
it seems like you're spending all your money on power,
but it's like you only work out like one arm and you look kind of funny. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna sequence this.
Well, you should just pass your turn, and then let me do my thing, right? Yeah.
Just there you go.
Is that not how this works?
Grab that. Let's get that down. Okay.
And now, what are you doing? So you have 2 of the pieces of Tron.
We have 2.
Are you going to attack in now? Is that the question? If you attack in, I think I win. By the way.
No, I'm not. We're gonna have. You know, you're at 20. I'm at 6. We're in a little bit of a holding pattern right now.
Is it a holding pattern?
We're in a holding pattern.
The question is, what kind of holding pattern is it? I feel like it's the kind of holding pattern where you need someone to hold you because you just lost this match, unless you have an answer.
Yeah, got the Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker brothers. I got both of them in here. So I think this is where I just swing in for the lethal of damage.
We'll take down. There's one card I can take down though.
Is it called Scavenging Ooze?
Yeah. Thought Seer's gonna get out of there. And actually, I hate Thought Seer. I hate that card in Magic, but I don't mind playing with it.
I guess I could have technically eaten stuff to save it. You don't mind playing with it, but you hate playing against it. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the feeling.
There we go.
There we go.
Pop up for a second. I was like, uh-oh. Let's
go to sideboard. And do I have anything to deal with your deck? That's my next question. Normally in most of my decks I put in stuff to deal with Tron, but lately I haven't seen a lot of Tron because everyone puts in so much hate for Tron. I was like, do you remember back in the day when Dredge was like the deck? Everyone was playing Dredge, so everyone put in hate, like mega amounts of graveyard hate. And then all of a sudden it became like, it's not really feasible to play Tron anymore.
No, I feel you. I mean, it's weird seeing like I can't remember what top 8 did at Grand Prix Oklahoma City, but I think like green black Tron. I mean, they used to be just like red green Tron was the jam. Like, hey, red green Tron.
And blue as well. Blue Tron, mono blue Tron was also pretty popular because you could just mind slaver your opponent and then control him for the rest of the game. So, which is an extremely fun way of winning, and I highly recommend it if you want to keep your friends.
And blue Tron. Oh man, I knew. I was like, I can keep that hand. I was like, maybe if we get something else, and then it just mulliganed into just nasty.
Anything better? Come on, I want to see this deck perform. I feel like there's some real power and passion within your mono black Tron deck.
All right, we're gonna keep on this one.
I mean, I will say, you are going up against an aggro deck, so there's always that. I mean, my deck is designed, Zoo is designed to be low-cost, high-value creatures that just swing in for damage and get in as much, you know, just trying to do stuff, just trying to do damage, man.
Yeah, the first deck, I did a deck on like Revolt Zoo, which would be like the Naya version of what you're running with all those free mana creatures. And oh gosh, that was just that. Like I've never played aggro. I did a deck tech on it. And,
in Commander or in like in general?
For Modern.
Oh, for Modern, okay.
Yeah, like I did like a run or a play testing of it, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And my gosh, I'd never been an aggro player, and it felt so good to. I mean, there'd just be turn like you'd have Simian Spirit Guide in there. You'd get down there, you'd get Revolt active, get a bunch of stuff going.
Well, I mean,
it was just like, oh.
That's the thing about aggro decks, and this is why actually I find I'm a pretty big aggro deck fan, is because they make you feel really good. Like the fact that you're just swinging and you're like, man, it's turn 3 and I've already gotten my opponent down to like 9 life. You're like, man, I'm winning this. I'm like rocking this. And then as soon as you go up against a deck like a control deck or like some combo decks, all of a sudden you realize with the aggro decks like that, oh, nothing. You just skip through your turn.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't crack the map on my turn.
Well, I'm waiting.
Interesting.
See what I need to use the map for. Try not to give away my hands.
Interesting. If that is the case, I think we try doing a little bit of this. We go like this. Magical Burning Tree, Hands of Land.
Burning Tree Emissary.
Yes.
And I love this card, like, was just, like, not played at all until just we get the Revolt going, and next thing you know, it's just like, yes.
Yeah, man, she's fantastic. I mean, again, if in Zoo decks, the fact that she's just to make a free drop is like, why not play it?
Why not have some fun? Who doesn't love free creatures? All right.
No one. But anyway, I was gonna say, I'm gonna finish my thought. My thought I was having about aggro decks. That like basically with aggro decks, you kind of like, yeah, I'm doing all this crazy damage, and then as soon as you go up against a deck that's designed to deal with aggro decks, you're like, wait, it's now turn 6, and I'm literally just draw the top card of my deck, and I guess I can play it now. And you have no gasoline anymore. You are just out. Yep. It's like if you can't kill your opponent by turn 4 or 5, you are just done. Just fingers crossed you can get something in. That's what it. Okay, so you're cracking the map. You're doing some mapping, cracking.
There we go.
Now my question is, do you get Tron, and what do you play with it? Do you have a way of stopping my ultimate aggroness?
Your aggroness, I love that.
My aggroness.
I've got my win condition. It's somewhere in that 52 card deck we have over there, so I'm hoping it'll kind of show up sometime soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't share your enthusiasm, but I can understand where you're coming from.
It's very tormenting, and there's a lot of hail.
Oh, what torment? I feel like that's a clue. Just say
maybe, and I don't know. No, I don't know. Oh, but you're talking about Mono Blue Tron. Dude, to this day, my absolute favorite match in Modern is always against Mono Blue Tron. You know,
really?
It's real grindy. It always goes to game 3, and it's like a 45-minute game, and I always lose. But to this day, I love playing against Mono Blue.
It always goes to game 3.
Yeah, it's always like 44 minutes on the clock, and your opponent's like, good game, beat you. I'm like, ah.
For the people that don't know, by the way, Mono Blue Tron is aiming to win by resolving Mindslaver, which is pay, 6 mana or 8 mana, tap, it's artifact, by the way, Mindslaver is an artifact, and it's like pay, I think it's 6 or 8 mana, tap it, and then you control target player's next turn. And or something along that to this effect. So it literally comes down to every single turn your opponent just decides what they want to do for you, which usually is tap all your land down and do anything, play stuff that can destroy you or your stuff. And then I don't even know what the actual win condition of, I can't remember what it is, but as soon as they have control of you, they do whatever they need to do to win. So we have a Reality Smasher. That will help out a little bit. We'll see. I mean, I might just give you another round to see if you can come out of this. I mean, see if you top deck something that is important.
It is the Christmas spirit.
It is the Christmas spirit. So we can agree that Zoo is faster than Tron, which is generally the case because, well, I mean that's the whole entire point of Zoo is to be extremely fast.
That's one of the downsides to mono black Tron is you just don't have that that Sylvan Scrying.
Sylvan Scrying is a huge one. And if it's not Sylvan Scrying, it's Rally the Ancestor. No, not Rally the Ancestor. What is it? Ancient Stirrings.
Oh yes, Ancient Stirrings. Yep.
Yes, which is also green. It's reveal top 5 cards of your library. Choose a colorless card, which could be Eldrazi or it could be a land, which 90% of the time it's a land. So yeah.
Oh bummer. Let's get that down.
Maybe you need to fine tune this this deck and put it into a Golgari.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's just basically my win condition is Torment of Hellfire. That's one of those. Just want to see how big of a there's a few different things that we can go for. So we have Torment of Hellfire in here. That's one of your finishers. But there's I've got Ugin in here to kind of clean up all these little creature dudes out here. Okay. I've got Ulamog in here, which is always fun. Just blasting Ulamog on your opponent's lands, and then I believe I'm trying to think what else. There we go. All right, let's see if we can't do this.
Yeah, it's easy to see. I mean, at this point, we've accepted that I would have won this, but I'm interested to see. I want to see, do you have stuff? So, and you have some card draw. I mean, you have this is perfectly fine card draw. Night Whisper, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life.
There we go.
Oh,
now we're getting somewhere.
Oh. Let me see what it is. Show me the money.
Ugin.
Oh, Ugin the Spear Dragon. He's hard to deal with.
Exile. So he's going to clean up the board with a minus.
I do wonder. Are you running the what are they? There's Chromatic Sphere and Chromatic Star. Are you running those in this deck?
I'm not. I might need to add those in here.
I mean, the big thing about them, and the reason why I run them in the budget version, is because it allows you to draw cards. So you're like, I'm going to crack it and get not really gaining extra mana, not really losing mana. Because in your case, you're just going to be getting green mana, and you're using it largely to fetch up, to just dig more cards. So it's just it becomes like an empty card in your hand. We'll see.
I should probably get that added. I kind of ran stuff like Night's Whisper in place of that, like Night's Whisper. We're also running.
Well, I mean, you could probably run Night's Whisper and them, just having additional ways of drawing cards.
Just filtering.
Yeah, just getting more cards out. I mean, because that's the big thing about the green, and why green is the budget choice if you're going to go with Tron, because it has a lot of land digging, hunting, digging stuff. Drawing cards. You're getting life. Where are you getting life from?
Getting life? No, I dealt 3 damage to you.
Oh, didn't I do lightning bolt to your face? Did I lightning bolt your face? I'm pretty sure I lightning bolt your face. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
Oh no, it was redirected to Ugin.
Oh, oops. Did not mean to do that.
You can if you want.
I probably saw it as do you want to do this? Yes, I want to hit lightning bolt to your face.
Yeah.
I mean redirect to Ugin. Exactly. That's exactly what I meant to say. I did not accidentally send it to Ugin by mistake.
Sucker punched him. Ugin's mad. But
here, we'll put this one on your face. Proper this time. No.
There we go.
Is it the no button? There we go.
You can always redirect if you need to.
I could, I mean, but I have no way of actually killing him, so he would just keep +2ing, dealing 3 damage to our creature or player, which will be me. I mean, there's no other targets.
Ugin.
I
love the, there's different versions of them. I like the ghost version of this one.
Yeah, I think
the ghost in both one. But I like the
bluiness.
Yeah, the bluiness, the glowiness to it. I think that's what I enjoy.
And I don't know why
Very pleasing.
I feel like if they're going to do 2 different versions, they should, I don't know, they should make them both so they feel like they're on par. Because there's definitely a few cards that have alternate versions. That one is clearly better than the other.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to run my back with the deck the same way. And we'll now see if I can go for a Game 3 win. That last one, I don't know, I punted really hard by just passing 5 turns in a row.
I just passed 5 turns in a row.
So we saw one way of winning. And I will play first because... I should let you play first because my deck is way faster. And the nice thing about Zoo as well, for those people that are trying to get into Modern and they want to play a deck that's, and by the way, when I say budget decks, I'm talking $60 budget decks is kind of the normal thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've definitely seen a number of YouTubers out there that are we're making a budget deck, and their budget deck is $160 or $240, and I'm like, that's not budget. I mean, I physically cannot buy that deck, and I spend all of my extra money on Magic. Like I mean, I wouldn't be able to buy it.
No, I completely understand that, and that's you know, and then it's just like the way you do it. Like with this deck right here, you know, you buy in $60. It's a great way for you to have something that's a functioning modern deck that you can take to Friday Night Magic and have fun with. Yeah, and I feel like I'm trying to think how to say it. Like, you know, there's too much of an emphasis on like tier 1, tier 2 for modern. You know, and that does matter. You know, tiers do matter, but I mean, you can still enjoy yourself in modern. And I feel like.
And something that's really a really good point to make, and someone made this a long time ago, actually made it to me, even though I was the one making the videos and I didn't realize it until my viewer sent it out to me, that if you're playing the top tier decks, you're tier 1, tier 2 decks, you're playing decks that have a win rate of like 58 to 60%. When they're playing against most decks, this is their win rate, which is really good. Like, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you're playing in Modern and you're playing a deck like this budget zoo deck, the win rate of this deck is probably still sitting in the 42-43 range, which is still really high. The deck is still winning a lot of games. Like, if you're going to a Friday Night Magic, you're more than likely going to win at least one out of your 3 matches that you play against someone. And if you get a good pairing, like example, if I'm going like zoo against a combo deck, normally I can outrace them. So that's something else.
No, that is good, and it's and especially like
because again, this is the whole thing of zoo. Like turn 3, like 5 creatures on the board.
Yeah,
sorry about that. Just kind of doing what this deck does. Also, I have 1 card in hand. That's the other thing to keep in mind. Like you, in theory, sure, turn 3, but you still have a ton of options. Like if you can make it to turn 5, you're the one that's going to have all of the options. Me, I'm like, nope. Starting next turn, I'm going to be drawing a card and playing a card. The way this deck runs.
Okay, kick it back over there. But yeah, no, I mean, what you said is perfect. I mean, you know, like, especially to somebody who is new to Magic, like, you know, this, and the main thing is, you know, even though it is a budget deck, you just need to be good at putting a deck through its ropes. You know, like, I don't know if that sentence made sense. Basically, you need to be good at identifying the different lines of play within a deck. So it gives you a good starting point. You can sit there and say, like, all right, you know, right now you've got a great board state developed. You know, kind of figuring out how to allow yourself to get into that position, what sort of hands to keep, and different things like that.
Exactly, and I mean that's actually probably the most valid point from when you're playing a Magic deck is if you, because I know a couple people that have went and picked up a deck and they've played it twice and they said, hey, I'm just losing games. I don't know how to play it very well. And the more you play a deck, the more you realize that like your opening hand, you're like, can I keep this? Yes, no. Because sometimes you see a hand and you're like, oh, sweet, I have a whole bunch of really good things. I can play all these things. But you need to ask yourself, I'm like, is this actually, destroy all creatures? You need to ask yourself, like...
Mainly directed at Scavenging Ooze. I hate that I hit everybody else, but it's mainly just directed at Scavenging Ooze.
They're caught in the crossfire of the hate for Scavenging Ooze, I see. And additionally, learning how to sideboard properly and learning how to identify what cards that your opponent plays that you know you need to deal with. So example being, when you played Ugin, I can sit and say, at this point, what do I have in my deck that can help me deal with Ugin? What do I need to draw? What do I need to play? Or in a lot of cases, like I would say, I'd probably like 30% of the time, there becomes games where an opponent plays something and I say, I physically can't deal with that. There's nothing I can do or nothing I can draw, maybe in the sideboard, but nothing I can do in this game to stop that. Ugin being a really good example. I'm like, I don't know how I actually...
Queued up for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. There you go. See? So the question is, like, at this point, how do I deal with Ugin?
Yep.
And that is a million-dollar question. How do I deal with Ugin?
You just let him sit there and be pretty. That's all.
I guess so. I mean, he is a very pretty card. Is it a he? I guess Ugin. Do dragons have, especially undead spirit dragons?
Yeah,
do they have a gender?
I would assume so.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder this because you never really hear about like dragon hatchlings on Qatar, where Ugin is from, and you don't really see they don't really say if any of the dragon lords are men or women. They're just dragon lord so and so. Hey, tormenting hellfire. There you go. There's your win con.
There you go.
That hurts so bad. Well, I guess I lose 3
Gonna
life.
rain down. Ugin is well, the next. Excuse me, that's Nicol Bolas in the art. But yeah, he's mad that.
Well, I mean, they're like arch nemesis, right? Wasn't it Nicol Bolas that actually killed Ugin?
Yes, it was. That's why it's kind of fun having it in the deck. There we go. Hey, and thanks for extending that game too, Al. That'd been a lot of fun.
No worries. But I mean, yeah, we're playing games to have fun. People saw what this deck does.
Exactly.
I mean, you put creatures on the board and then you swing for face as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And that you just kind of figure out which is the best sequence. You know, again, if you're playing, you know, yeah, what sequence you need to put things on the table so you can actually get the maximum effect out of your creatures. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyways, this has been the Advent Calendar, day number 21. My name's Adrian.
My name is Jolt. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe.
Don't forget to game like a giant monster. Thanks for watching the Giant Monster Games Advent Calendar. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos just like it. A huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters. You guys are helping make videos like this, and if you want to pick this deck up, there is a link below with an affiliate link so you can grab this entire deck on MTGO.